Welcome to this week's Movie Math, where, after just a slight stumble out of the gate, Captain America Civil War proved that Marvel truly has the winning formula. Their 13th film in just 8 years delivered the 5th biggest opening of all time, landing smack in the middle of a bunch of other Marvel movies on the record chart. Very much the Pixar of the superhero genre, clearly Marvel has earned such status, not only by being first, creating the first successful cinematic universe as Pixar did the first computer-animated movie, therefore being the measuring stick for which all other endeavors are measured, but by cultivating an extremely potent fan base that's made up of both casual moviegoers and die-hard fans, who don't just enjoy Marvel movies but are in awe of them. And perhaps most importantly, when a Pixar movie comes out or a Marvel movie comes out, it's pretty much the duty of any moviegoer to see it, like watching the Super Bowl. It's unthinkable that you would not go, at least once. And it's that kind of tradition that Star Wars, also owned by Disney, is looking to establish each December, and which is the envy of every other studio. Now, the elephant in the room is that while Captain America Civil War had a fabulous opening weekend and should be joining the $1 billion club by next weekend, it did not match the debut of either Avengers film, nor did it break any records, like Jurassic World did last summer, a record then quickly broken by Star Wars: The Force Awakens. And what's particularly interesting about all that is that Captain America Civil War probably would have broken records had it been a day-and-date release. Yes, Disney cost themselves a record-breaking opening weekend as they established what seems to suddenly be becoming a trend: insanely early reviews and fan screenings. See, as Captain America Civil War kicked off its world press tour, it had its first press screenings in early April to coincide with its press junket, which was held the same weekend, which is totally understandable. However, Disney decided to lift the review embargo on Tuesday, April 12th, which, along with several fan screenings on April 14th, was a 1-2 punch to the gut of many fans eagerly awaiting the film. That's why, even though Disney has a history of releasing their films overseas a week earlier than the US, the early batch of reviews and fan screenings made it feel like the movie had been out for an entire month by the time it finally did hit the United States and China, the two biggest movie-going audiences in the world. To make matters worse, a pirated copy in Spanish popped up on Facebook early last week, and many of you tweeted me that you watched it because you just couldn't wait any longer. That pirated version, along with the overall feeling that the big moment had already passed, likely cost Captain America Civil War the $20 to $30 million it needed to open like the Avengers movie it really kinda is. There are some in Warner Brothers who feel Disney lifted their embargo so early to encroach on Batman v Superman's buzz, switching up the pop culture conversation. That is an interesting twist, being able to shorten a movie's window, not by releasing another movie, but by simply releasing reviews for that movie. It seems to have been effective, but is it worth sacrificing a record-breaking weekend to kill a potential competitor, a potential cinematic universe? As they say, though, karma's a bitch, and Fox is lifting its embargo on X-Men Apocalypse reviews tonight, potentially doing the same to Civil War. Speaking of Warner Brothers, they should be encouraged that Batman v Superman outgrossed Captain America Civil War's Thursday night and Friday box office, not only showing a genuine interest in the DC cinematic universe, but that their day-and-date release strategy was the right way to go. However, Warner Brothers should also realize that their own press screening strategy and lack of relationships built with the press and hardcore fans resulted in such toxic word of mouth that even with that stronger start, they still lost the weekend and the overall box office race. I know newly minted Justice League executive producer Ben Affleck has shiny new Batman muscles, but can he really prop up the entire DCEU all by himself, Atlas style? Back to Captain America Civil War, let's take a look at the very surprising demographic breakdown. Civil War skewed male, which might account for why Kevin Feige has yet to fully commit to a Black Widow movie. Saying you'd love to make one isn't the same as saying you are making one. Age-wise, the movie was evenly split, but ethnicity-wise, one would think some of those numbers would be a bit higher with Black Panther's debut. But considering how many people went to see Captain America Civil War, is that the highest percentage the Black audience can deliver? Even more reason why Chadwick Boseman will likely find himself the star of another team film, just as Chris Evans did with Civil War. Overall, though, it was a truly spectacular weekend for Disney. Not only did they also capture second place with the Jungle Book in its fourth weekend, which is nearing 800 million worldwide, but Zootopia is getting awfully close to the $1 billion club. Plus, Captain America Civil War is already halfway up the global top 10 list for the year. And while Batman v Superman and Deadpool have nice spots now, surely Warner Brothers and Fox will be holding their breath, hoping they aren't pushed out of the top 10 by the end of what's an awfully competitive year. But while Warner Brothers will likely see at least Suicide Squad in the final top 10 of the year, can Fox be as confident in X-Men Apocalypse and Independence Day Resurgence? In fact, Ice Age Collision Course is likely their strongest contender. Don't laugh! Those movies do amazeballs overseas. As for the rest of the weekend box office, all the other movies tried to hold on as Captain America Civil War made landfall. The only winner was Mother's Day, which appropriately saw a slight surge due to it being, Mother's Day. Every other movie, though, fell hard, but it was particularly unfortunate to see Key and Peele's Keanu fall almost 70% in just its second weekend. But what do you know? Batman v Superman fell the hardest. That movie just can't catch a break. As for this coming weekend, all the other studios want to give Captain America Civil War plenty of room, with only Sony's Money Monster and High Tops the Darkness daring to compete, which neither really are expected to be able to do. And that's the weekend box office. I'm Grace Randolph, and we just did some movie math. As always, thanks for watching. And thanks for celebrating Captain America Civil War with me by sending in your theater photos for this episode. You guys continue to outdo yourselves.